Today, I'm sharing a heartwarming story about families. Big families, small families, and even those who stand alone but open their hearts anyway. A story about kindness, connection, and the warmth we give each other. This is the gathering season. There's a quiet little neighborhood tucked between rolling hills and whispering trees. The kind of place where people wave from porches and kindness floats on the breeze. And in that neighborhood lived 3 very different families, each with their own rhythm of life. The Washingtons lived in a cheerful house with a red front door and enough noise to power the whole block. Mama Washington liked to say, "Who needs a clock when you've got kids running everywhere? 6 children, 6 personalities, 6 reasons the house was never, ever quiet." But lately, Mama Washington felt unsettled. Schedules were pulling everyone in a different directions, and the home didn't feel as connected as usual. She wanted togetherness again, but didn't yet know how to bring it back. Across the street lived the Patels, just 2 people in a very quiet house. Mr. Patel and his daughter Meena. Their home smelled of jasmine tea, and soft classical music drifted out the windows each night. Even with warmth in the air, a silence lingered. The silence of grief, since Meera's mother had passed. Mr. Patel tried to keep things joyful, but grief was a way of sitting at the table even when you're smiling. Meera peeked from her window often, watching the busy Washington house with quiet curiosity. Up the street lived Mr. Henderson, a retired art teacher with soft eyes and a loyal old dog named Sonny. Every evening he sat on his porch, Sonny curled at his feet, watching the neighborhood like a favorite painting. He loved seeing families, children, life, but always from a distance. He didn't want to intrude, didn't want to bother anyone, yet sometimes in the quiet hours he wished someone might knock on his door, just to say hello. One chilly morning, as she stepped outside, Mama Washington paused. The neighborhood felt disconnected. People rushing, people worrying, doors closing instead of opening. And she whispered, "This won't do. Not in my neighborhood." And right then, a spark lit in her spirit. She had an idea. But the fullness of that idea, well, that's where part 2 begins. Thank you for listening to part 1 of the Gathering Season. If this story warmed your heart so far, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Phantasy Staircase Education so you don't miss part 2, where something beautiful begins to unfold.